Hi, everybody, and welcome to the very special crossover between Andrew Rants and Andrew Discusses. And wow, we're actually crossing over for the first time. I've only done 2 videos for Andrew Discusses. And how the fuck am I crossing over already? Anyway, I was asked my thoughts and if I could do a video on the Google Stadia? Look, Google's game console, okay? Here's the deal. I want to first off go on the record by saying this. What the hell? When it comes to video game consoles, I thought this homemade crap ended back in the late 80s, early 90s, when Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft came out as the trifecta of you have to buy our shit. With Nintendo coming out with their N64, PlayStation coming out from Sony, and Microsoft limping to the barn with the Xbox. Those were the 3 big heavy hitters for the longest time. Now, gradually, over time, we have gotten some play-by-play type of series, and some crappy play-by-play consoles, a lot of which were easily reviewed, debunked, and thrown into the trash can. Some plug-and-play arcade games, that hyperscan card thing, which honestly I wanted to buy. I almost did when it was on clearance. I kind of thought it was weird suddenly being on clearance after it had only gone out on store shelves once. Technology ahead of its time that couldn't compete with the time. Anyway, Angry Video Game Nerd already ripped that thing asunder. I don't need to do that. But with Google all of a sudden wanting to put their hands in more pies, I'm getting a little concerned. Now, here's the thing, and first off, I want to go on the record by saying this. I have no beef with Google, nor do I have a beef with any of Google's subsidiaries. Yes, I don't get along that well with YouTube in regards to certain things, but then again, everybody doesn't get along with YouTube in regards to certain things. Am I going to complain about it? No. I like YouTube for what it is. I can upload my videos, and I police my comments, and I can at least watch some stuff. Am I happy that I can't make money on YouTube? Not... Well, okay, I'm a little pissed about it, but not much that I'm going to say boycott the damn site. I'm not that crazy. It's still a good site, especially if I want to watch stuff. And Google's the same way. If you're looking for a decent search engine, go to Google. But as far as video games, what the hell? So I have the page up here from BusinessInsider.com, and this is an interesting thing here. So Google is saying that its Stadia is going to arrive at some point this year, 2019. I enjoy their questions that they have on this, and one of them is a big thing here. So, what is this deal here? I mean, it's some massive issues here that I have so many complaints about. When's the Stadia gonna launch? How serious is Google's commitment to gaming? What's this thing gonna cost? And basically, what games are coming out to launch on it? So that's actually a good question. I mean, first off, I don't want to buy a game system if, one, the price is going to be astronomical. I mean, take a look at the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. When those 2 things came out, they were literally about $500 a piece. And that was on a Black Friday deal. South Park did a 3-episode trilogy dedicated to this thing, that whole Winter is Coming bullshit episode series. It was an annoying goddamn nightmare, and in all honesty, it sucked. Alright, it wasn't that bad, but the whole George Martin thing, the horses, the Wiener song, I mean, look, I can stand South Park only so much, but that even annoyed me. But you have that. So those 2 consoles already were astronomically high. Look at the Wii when it came out. At the time, it actually had a pretty decent price tag on it, but it wasn't break your balls in your wallet bad. It just sold out really quickly because it was a good price point. Nintendo knows how to do the dance, and Sony and Microsoft don't. Even their Switch is still a decent price versus their competitors. Look at how much the PlayStation 4 Pro is going for, and how much the Xbox One S is going for. Then take a damn good look at the Switch. And Google wants to come out with their own gaming system? Now look, I don't mind Google wanting to dip their hands into certain things. They bought YouTube, and honestly, it's been a wonderful equipment and a wonderful partnership ever since. I have to admit that. Because honestly, Google didn't have a decent video server at the time that I first saw it. Google Video sucked. Google teaming up with YouTube, I like that. Google having their own email, I like that. Google trying their own social networking idea, I didn't like that. So do many others, hence why Google Plus is going bye-bye. But when it comes to gaming, does Google know what it's doing? I don't mean any disrespect to them, and honestly, I'm just voicing my opinion here, but for God's sake. But what games are you going to have for this? I mean, we're going to have AAA titles, homebrew titles? Is this going to be like some knockoff app type deal here? I mean, what's the deal? I mean, there are some decent apps out there for tablets and smartphones that are AAA style. There's a Implosion game that's like a AAA game, but it's for tablets. I mean, we're going to have something like that brought over to this thing? Is this going to be like streaming? There's so many questions that people want answers to, and honestly, we're not getting them. And the article I'm going off of, by the way, is... Let me scan up here, see how old this article is. Crap, doesn't say. Seriously? Okay. It doesn't really say how old it is. It can't be that old. It's just pulled this up, like, today. So, seriously, it's not that bad. Yeah, are you going to get, like, third-party games for this thing? Are we going to have, anything here? I mean, so far, according to what we have here on this, and like I said, I am looking off the official, thing from BusinessInsider.com, a link to which is in the description, by the way, because you're going to want to read this yourselves. So what about third-party games? They haven't answered about any games in production. They announced a new first-party game studio, Stadia Games and Entertainment. We're going to get like third-party publishers like EA, Activision, Ubisoft. A handful of publishers had games included in Google's presentation from Ubisoft with Assassin's Creed Odyssey to Take-Two Interactive's NBA 2K19. Only a single third-party publisher officially announced a game as coming to the Stadia, and that was Bethesda with Doom Eternal. And Bethesda is not exactly something that you want to have jumping at the bit for a new game console. Those idiots fucked up Fallout 76. Okay? Bethesda's head is so far up their ass it isn't funny right now. And they're the only ones that are basically saying, we got a game coming for this. No. Fallout 76? No. Forget that. That was a mistake. So much went wrong with that. We had to rush that bitch into production. No. This is the game you're going to want. It's Doom Eternal for the Stadia. What the hell is a Stadia? It's Google's gaming system. It's got to be great. Where are you all going? That's what it probably is like. If this would be an actual convention and Bethesda's there, you know there's going to be an angry mob. Fix Fallout 76, you bastards, you cheapskates. Is there still people that are pissed about that yet? So there's that. So that's not exactly a point in good favor there, Google. Bethesda. Oh, sorry. There's a meme I love. It's like, and now we will shoot our heads back in laughter. Ready? Ready. No! That's what it is. So, given that Stadia at some point is scheduled to launch at some point in 2019, when the hell this is happening, we don't know. But Google has not solidified at least a few major launch titles. Now, it stands to reason that Google has solidified a few major launch titles, but we haven't heard anything. So that's scary as all hell. And I have been looking this thing up. This has been driving me nuts. So as of this recording, this is March 28th, by the way, that I'm recording this. So as of March 28th, this is what I was able to find so far. And I did some pretty extensive searching. So there is that. How much is this bitch going to cost? That's another good question. It isn't only a game console, but a platform. A major unknown is how pricing is going to work. Are we looking at a subscription-based service here? Is there actually going to be like a physical box that I got to buy? That's going to be like $60, $80, and then I got to pay you like a $15 a month fee, which at that point, screw the $60, $70 box, you can kiss my ass. Is the Stadia game library similar to Netflix, where your subscription gives you access to everything? Or is it a a la carte type of setup, where you buy each game, a mix of something a mix or something else entirely? What is the deal here? So Google has said zilch on that. Of course, because they're probably looking at their bank account going, how many zeros do we have in here? About 600. Oh, that's a lot of zeros. Sir, you're looking at the yen one. Oh, God. Oh, damn. What's the, that's, wow. And there's, the only zero we don't have is, what is that, a 9? Wow. It's a lot of money. So we're a highly reputable search engine online. Definitely. How much are we going to charge for this new game console of ours? We have people working on this, sir. You do? Yes. What's the VP got to say? She's not sure yet, sir. Great. This isn't good. Yeah, the expectation, given the precedent set by subscription-based video streaming services like Netflix, is that Stadia is going to be offering users access to its entire gaming library tied to a monthly subscription fee. So in other words, it's going to be like, what is it, Steam? Like Steam, or what was that? What was that crappy when you could get the games in the mail each month? God, I can't think what the name of that one was. But expectations could change, God hoping. Could change to the business side of video game publishing, similar to the painful transition experienced by the music and film industries as consumers migrated from buying individual albums/movies to paying for streaming services. I still buy DVDs, and I stream stuff on a Roku, but I don't pay for the stuff I stream on the Roku because I watch the free channels. There's a lot of free channels on a Roku you can watch without having to pay a butt ton of cash. That's what I do. But how serious is Google's commitment, though, to gaming was another question. So Google has had a lot of great ideas that they've just thrown to the wayside. Google Glass, Google Wave, Google Fiber. I think Google wanted to have a Google Rectal Pro, but I don't think that one got permission to be taken out of the prototype phase. Whew, thank God for that. I would hate to have that. Google's history is basically not that great when it comes to their, we're going to start something and we're going to finish it sort of deal. I mean, look at Google Plus. Like I said, it's done. Look at Inbox by Gmail. They're getting rid of that at the same time they get rid of Google Plus. But yet Gmail is still staying. For those of you out there that were constantly thinking the other way around, actually Google search it, even Yahoo it. If you go to Inbox by Gmail, it actually tells you to go and create a Gmail account. So Gmail is staying. So although the Stadia got a big rollout from Google, the company's going as far as to debut service at the 2019 Game Developers Conference. It's not clear if Google's actually going to stick with this. Because, yeah, all their stuff's going away. So you figure you have tech companies like Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft that have been doing this dance for years. And you basically are the new kid on the block. You want to get in on this because you want to be like, look, now, there's two different ways you're going to go about this. And honestly, don't do it this way. Don't think that you're going to just kick the door in, go in there to Nintendo's home and say, hey, this is my get your asses out. Because I guarantee you Nintendo will end your service right then and there. Sony and Microsoft will pretty much do the same thing, unless you can strike a deal up with Microsoft to keep it going if you eventually decide not to, because Microsoft is pretty much limping to the barn as it is right now. Hell, so's Sony, really. Nintendo's the big dog anymore, because Sony and Microsoft are just wanting to focus on other things. Sony, honestly, their PlayStation era is come and gone. The game systems that they have now, the PS4 Pro and everything else, are fine, but nothing really new has come about from it. You want to really impress me, Sony? Come out with the PS Infinity. You know what the PS Infinity can do? The PS Infinity will actually make it so that I can play any game from the PlayStation library. I can play PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation Portable and PlayStation Vita games. You know how amazing that would be? Not to mention the fact that it's got a built-in streaming service that I can pull up like Crackle or Sony's own streaming channel. There's an idea for you. Put movies that you have the rights to on that. TV shows too. I could pull up, news, weather. I could go to YouTube on a PlayStation Infinity. I'll even design the thing for you if you want. I'll design how the case will look if you want me to, because that's just a kick-ass idea. Microsoft is another one that's basically screwing around because, honestly, Microsoft was a computer company that decided we want to get into gaming. And this is the same company that Bill Gates, if he would have focused a little more attention on his company, instead of, and I really hate to quote the Big Bang Theory here, but they had a point. If he would have focused a little more time on his company, instead of trying to help the world at the time, Windows Vista wouldn't have been the massive train wreck that it was, okay? I said it. Windows Vista was a train wreck. But then you have Google. Now, Google has a good track record for being a search engine. Hell, it's the one I use all the time by default. I hate Yahoo. I hate Bing with a passion. I love Google. I use Google because I'm so used to using Google. I've used Google all the time since I've been using the internet. I cannot stand using Yahoo. And honestly, when I was in elementary school, we had to use it for class in the school building, like in the class where we were learning about computers. We would occasionally use Ask Jeeves, which is now Ask.com. I miss Ask Jeeves. He was a lot of fun. But there is that. So Google at least knows what it's doing, but it almost seems like they're trying to be a carbon copy story of Microsoft, where Microsoft started out as a computer company, and then they branched into gaming. Whereas Google's a search engine, and a massive search engine at that. They have their hands with YouTube, and YouTube and them are a wonderful couple. I'm so happy that they've been together for so long. I'll throw an anniversary party for them if they give me the chance to. We'll have cheese dip and pizza. Hell, I'll bring the Dr. Pepper, too. I'll have a big-ass fountain full of it. But video game-wise, I don't know if Google actually has, the merit to keep it up. Because keep in mind, eventually you're going to have to put an entire subset on it. Now, yes, they could just branch this off like they have YouTube and just make it that it's its own separate entity. That way, if it starts going downhill, the main company isn't affected. But that's the main part. If Google screws this up, there's going to be a lot of pissed off individuals, especially the ones that shell out the cash for games that, if it's going to be on a streaming service, are never going to be able to use it again. And that's the bad part of this. But now, I don't mean any disrespect to Google, like I said. I'm just expressing my own opinions on this. So, yeah. Apparently, the Stadia executive Phil Harrison, a longtime game industry vet himself, having worked on both Sony's PlayStation and Microsoft's Xbox, attempted to assuage? A-S-S-U-A-G-E. U-A-G, okay. This concern in an interview with Kotaku, which there is a link to that. So, yeah, there's a link in the article to that, so that's cool. But it's quoted as saying, I understand the concern, but I think that all you have to do is look at the level of investment that we have made and continue to make in Stadia. This is not a trivial project by any means. This is a very, very significant cross-company effort that isn't just my team, but it's also across YouTube. It's across our technical infrastructure and networking team. It represents thousands of people who are working on this business. And if it goes belly up because of something bad down the road you don't foresee, that's thousands of people that have lost their jobs. Unless you can integrate them back into YouTube and Google. So there is a downside to this. There's always two sides to one coin. But I guess that would be cool. So if this thing's going to be across YouTube too, that might be pretty cool. Like, you could actually stream stuff. I mean, hell, apparently there's a kid making $200,000 playing Fortnite and putting clips up on YouTube. Lucky bastard. But still, yeah, there is that. Now, the final question they had in this article is, when is this thing going to launch? It's expected to come out at some point this year. However, there's no idea as to when, pricing dates, or anything else. At some point this summer, they're hoping to get more details. Stadia will only be available in a handful of territories, though, to start off with. Granted, the US, Canada, the United Kingdom, and most of Europe is on the checkered flag list for you're getting it. At least, as of now, you're getting it. It's not clear when the service will arrive in other parts of the world. Given that Stadia depends on a strong internet connection and proximity to Google's data centers, the service is potentially limited. That's a pretty bad thing. I mean, what if somebody in, say, Zimbabwe would want to get their hands on one of these things and play it? They may not be able to. What if somebody has, like, the bare minimum internet connection that they can afford, like I do, and they would want to get this? If this thing has a set bandwidth ratio that you have to have X amount of megabits per second, you're screwed. This might be one of those higher-end game consoles, which is another thing that annoys the crap out of me. Why can't we just have a decent game console that honestly doesn't suck anymore? I mean, most of them require a massive internet connection to download updates, day one patches, DLCs, which is another thing that annoys the crap out of me. But still, it's often things like that that are never taken into consideration when creating a game system. Is everybody that you're targeting going to be able to play it? If the answer is no, then it's not a good idea to put it out. It's not a good idea to run with it. But if it is, then go for it. It might work. But you never know. I don't know. But that's everything that I know so far on the Google Stadia, Google's game system. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think. Because honestly, this is both a rant video and a discussion video. It's a crossover, if you will. So let me know what you have to say in the comments below. Check out the article in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe for more fun videos like this. I don't think I'm ever doing a crossover, though, again. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in for this episode of Andrew Discusses when it crossed over with Andrew Rants. I don't know how I managed to do that, but thanks, everybody. Bye.